The British royal family has captivated the world for centuries, not only through its noble traditions and glittering ceremonies, but also through its share of controversies and scandals. From shocking affairs to dramatic family rifts, let's dive into 10 of the biggest royal scandals that shook the world. Our first scandal takes us back to 1936, a time when the royal family faced its most shocking scandal to date. Edward VIII, the then King of England, was deeply in love with an American divorcee, Wallis Simpson. But this love story was at odds with his role as king, as British tradition and the Church of England forbade the union. Despite immense pressure from his family and government, Edward couldn't be swayed. In an unprecedented move, he abdicated the throne to marry Wallis. The abdication left the monarchy in crisis and sent shockwaves around the world. By choosing love over duty, Edward changed the course of British history, setting a precedent for personal freedom in a position bound by strict tradition. His younger brother George VI became king, and Edward lived out the rest of his life as the Duke of Windsor, a decision that marked the end of his royal future. Following in Edward's footsteps, Princess Margaret found herself entangled in her own love scandal. She fell in love with Group Captain Peter Townsend, a man who was not only older but also divorced. At the time, the royal family, and indeed all of Britain, viewed divorce as morally unacceptable. Margaret faced immense pressure to end the relationship. Despite her love for Townsend, she ultimately put royal duty above her personal desires, delivering a heartbreaking public statement that she would remain single to serve the crown. Margaret's decision became a symbol of the sacrifices royals make for duty. It also highlighted the tragic cost of choosing tradition over happiness, a choice that seemed to haunt Margaret throughout her life, leaving a lasting mark on her legacy. In the 1980s, the marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana was hailed as a fairy tale. But behind closed doors, things were far from perfect. Charles's long-standing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles didn't end with his wedding vows. When Diana openly acknowledged this in interviews, describing her marriage as having 3 people in it, the public was shocked. This revelation led to intense media scrutiny and eventually the very public dissolution of their marriage. Diana's confessions to the media and Charles's eventual acknowledgement of his affair transformed the public's perception of the monarchy. As the details unfolded, the royal family faced its most scrutinized scandal yet, raising questions about royal expectations, love and loyalty. Queen Elizabeth II herself called 1992 her Annus Horribilis, a horrible year. That year, 3 of her children's marriages publicly unraveled. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson separated, Princess Anne divorced, and the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage became impossible to ignore. To make matters worse, a devastating fire tore through Windsor Castle, costing millions in repairs. This year of crises brought unprecedented media scrutiny, leaving the Queen to confront the pressures of modern monarchy. For the Queen, 1992 was a test of resilience. The royal family's image took a hit, but this turbulent period marked a turning point in how they navigated both public opinion and private matters. 1997 brought a tragedy that the world still remembers: the sudden and devastating death of Princess Diana in a car crash in Paris. As she was pursued by paparazzi, her tragic end raised serious questions about the relentless media attention she had endured. Her funeral was a global event, and the grief expressed by millions underscored just how deeply loved she was. Diana's death sparked debates about media ethics and the cost of fame. It brought an enduring sympathy for Diana and a critical eye to the institution of the monarchy. Her legacy continues to influence the royal family's approach to public and private life. More recently, Prince Andrew's association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein became one of the most damaging scandals of the last decade. Accusations and alleged connections between Andrew and Epstein led to an infamous BBC interview where Andrew attempted to clear his name. But instead, his statements raised even more questions, and public backlash grew. In the wake of this scandal, Prince Andrew stepped back from his royal duties, a rare and serious move. This scandal cast a shadow over the family's reputation, as the public questioned the royal family's accountability. In 2020, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, made headlines with their decision to step back from royal duties. Known as Megxit, this departure shocked the public and marked the first time a high-ranking royal couple sought financial independence and left royal life behind. Their reasons included intense media pressure, racial discrimination, and a desire for freedom. Their decision raised questions about the relevance of monarchy in the modern world and led to an ongoing debate over tradition, mental health, and the challenges of being royal in a public world. Years after Diana's 1995 Panorama interview, a new scandal emerged when it was revealed that journalist Martin Bashir had manipulated Diana to secure the interview. An investigation confirmed unethical tactics, leading to public apologies from the BBC. This revelation reshaped the legacy of that interview, casting a new light on Diana's statements and questioning the lengths media can go to secure royal stories. When Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah in 2021, their tell-all interview captivated millions. They spoke openly about struggles with mental health, lack of support, and shocking claims of racial discrimination within the family. This interview created a new level of transparency rarely seen from the royals, sparking global conversations and media reactions. Their revelations marked a watershed moment, leaving the world to ponder the changing nature of the royal family, its values, and its willingness to adapt. As the monarchy enters a new era under King Charles, this scandal has drawn attention to issues of transparency and integrity. It reflects ongoing challenges for the royal family as they navigate their position in a modern, scrutinizing world. The British royal family has weathered many storms, each scandal challenging their resilience and relationship with the public.